with the amendments as proposed by the committee led by the able chair, Honorable Gladys Wanga. Let me say that I support the bill, which proposes amendments on increasing the maximum, I actually support the bill which proposes the amendment and seeks to include post-retirement medical cover in the definition of retirement benefit as used in the Retirement Benefits Act, Clause 51 to 63 of the Retirement Benefits Act. This bill proposes to facilitate the regulation and registration of corporate trustees that provide services to the pension schemes. And this one is supposed to be registered with the Retirement Benefits Authority. Initially, the other stakeholders have been registered, like the custodians, fund managers, administrators, and others, but corporate trustees have not been regulated and registered by the Retirement Benefits Authority. But this bill now seeks to actually regulate the corporate trustees. It's very important to regulate them because they offer services for post-retirement medical cover. These are some of the stakeholders who are in charge of actually ensuring that the post-retirement funds are well catered for, and it's very important to register them and also ensure that they are qualified before they do such services. This will actually give members some security and encourage more members to save for their post-retirement medical cover. It's very important to have the post-retirement medical cover. Madam Speaker, you realize that Kenyans do not have a good culture of saving for retirement, but when they also save for their after retirement for their medical cover, it's very important because it is after retirement when most people get sick and they need this cover very, very much for them to actually ensure that they lead a good life after retirement. And therefore, this bill proposes to register the corporate trustees so that they can ensure that they are qualified. Currently, the corporate trustees are not regulated by Retirement Benefits Authority, and despite them being entrusted with the management of the pension funds. And this creates a risk in a situation where the corporate trustees does not have the required qualifications for them to handle the pension funds. So this amendment, this bill seeks to amend this to ensure that the corporate trustees are accountable for their actions. Then this bill, Madam Speaker, also proposes to introduce an annual fee to be paid by registered insurers. And this will take effect from 1st of January 2022. Currently, insurers, once registered, are not required to apply for renewal of their registration. And by them renewing their registration, we will give some revenue to the IRA, which is Insurance Regulatory Authority, to undertake the activities which they are required to regulate, where they are required to regulate the sector. Madam Speaker, in order to cushion the consumers And especially during this time of COVID, when most people have been affected, most small businesses have been affected, and most Kenyans are having a lot of problems because their businesses have gone down, and the poor are becoming poorer. It is good that the bill, the committee proposes to disagree with the proposal to tax bread and also wheat and maize flour. Instead, the committee proposed to maintain a zero rating the bread, wheat, and the maize flour, so that the cost of these items can remain the same. And in doing so, it means that the suppliers can now claim back their VAT. Then on the issue of motorcycles, which gives most of our youth, and especially the unemployed also, their livelihood, the committee disagreed with adding 15% on these motorcycles. And by removing this, by doing so, it will enable more people, more youth who are unemployed and whose employment is, they get income from the motorcycles, from the business of Bodabodas. It will actually help them get the motorcycles at the same rate as they were getting. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I support the bill with amendments as proposed by the committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. And now we have the member for Isiolo North, the Honorable Ulufoda, the member for Isiolo North. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this bill, the Finance Bill 2021. Madam Speaker, I would like to thank the Chair, who has also demonstrated that indeed the bill discusses various proposed amendments to tax laws. Tax which is supposed to finance our budget for this year and for the year starting in July. As I speak, Madam Speaker, I am mourning because some of the government agencies for which we are raising revenue to protect lives and livelihood of our people have failed in their jobs. I lost 6 innocent constituents who were murdered in cold blood on Sunday, because of reckless creation of administrative divisions in contested areas. And therefore, my people are being forcefully evicted by bandits who seem to enjoy state protection. Because when we want to retaliate, they are protected by GSU and RDU. And these RDUs and GSUs, who are paid through our taxes, are not protecting my people. I hope I can see some members of Committee on National Security. I'm going to raise this. It's very unfortunate. And majority of these people are women who were killed while they were sleeping. And as if we are in Somalia, where there is no functional government, a borehole was burnt down at Madawale. It's very unfortunate. And as we move forward, I want to make it very clear that we are Kenyans, we pay taxes like any other Kenyans, and we are entitled to state government protection. And if we are not protected, we can cover for ordinary Kenyans. And I'm sure this will encourage as many of our people as possible to actually take that cover. Madam Speaker, zero rating of bread, wheat flour, maize flour, these are the basic things that Kenyans need as food. Although as we speak, bread is already a luxury for most of the Kenyans. Not many Kenyan homes are able to buy and consume bread. But all the same, I think zero rating them is very important, and I support it. Unfortunately, anybody who proposes a tax of 15% on boda probably does not live in this country, or either is so detached from the sector which support majority of Kenyans. I completely oppose this. Madam Speaker, in my constituency, Isiolo North, majority of our youth actually earn their livelihood from boda, and most of them don't own motorbikes. They actually ride leased motorbikes. They are required to pay 300 per day, so if they get more than 300, and after deducting the fuel cost, that is what they retain. I'm sure that tax is going to affect this sector, and therefore I would like the committee to seriously consider zero rating or actually tax exempting bodabodas. One thing which probably we need to do is to encourage manufacturers of motorcycles to set up assembly plants through tax incentives so that we can create employment at factory level and so on and so forth. We need also to consider seriously, as members of National Assembly, restoring the pay-as-you-earn relief, which was actually put in place at the beginning of COVID pandemic. Because whatever we earn as a result of that tax relief normally goes into, increasing the disposable income of people, and therefore it will boost the local trade and so on and so forth. I also support, I propose tax exemption for local confectionaries so that we can protect the local manufacturers and therefore also protect the local jobs and so on and so forth. Madam Speaker, I'm not, unlike me, I'm not in a very good mood actually to make sober contribution because of what has happened in my constituency. I beg now to sit down. I support and therefore allow my other colleagues to contribute to this debate.
Very well. The member for Rongai constituency, the Honorable Moi Kipruto.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to remark on this finance bill, an annual event, Madam Speaker, that is anchored in the Public Finance Management Act of 2012. And this mandate, Madam Speaker, gives the CS for Treasury the mandate to present to Parliament the policy statement and the finance bill. The finance bill, Madam Speaker, proposes to amend various legislations in the Income Tax Act, the Value Added Tax, and the Excise Duty Act, and also the Tax Procedures Act. Madam Speaker, out of this Finance Bill 2021, there are positive issues arising from this bill. In Clause 2, Madam Speaker, we have the introduction of the infrastructure bond. This bond, Madam Speaker, will enable the government to raise funds to build roads, to build bridges, to build railway lines, and so on and so forth, Madam Speaker. And that will fast-track the issues of development in the infrastructure department, Madam Speaker. The bill also, Madam Speaker, expands on the definition of civil works. So if you're an investor who builds things like railway lines or water infrastructure, communication, electrical posts, pylons, and other electrical supply works, security walls and fencing, because of that definition, Madam Speaker, it will allow them for their investments to reap some benefits, because there will be allowances, there will be an investment allowances on those issues. The bill also, Madam Speaker, introduces relief to individuals who make contributions to NHIF, and also it expands the tax rebate list to include employees who engage apprentices from vocational and technical institutions, Madam Speaker. These are the positive issues of this bill. The bill also, Madam Speaker, in order to avoid double taxation of excise duty on internet data, the bill has streamlined that so that the cost of providing internet services is reduced, Madam Speaker. And on the issue of the capital markets, Madam Speaker, there's a tribunal that is created to make sure that cases on appeal are determined within 90 days. So that is good both for the authority and also for the investor. Madam Speaker, because there are some positives in this finance bill, there are also negatives to this bill. When they amended the duties on motorcycles, Madam Speaker, as my colleagues here have stated, and removing that flat rate of, I think, 11,000 shillings per bike to 15% of that excisable value, I believe, Madam Speaker, this then will escalate the purchasing price of motorcycles. And as we know, Madam Speaker, Kenya is plagued by high unemployment, especially among the youth. And motorcycles provided an alternative, an avenue for them to seek employment. Now it will be a bit difficult, and we will plead with the committee to see if there could be amendments to that to help the youth. Madam Speaker, finally, the bill also proposes to increase withholding tax on consultancy services provided by non-residents to those involved in the extraction in the extraction sector, mainly mining and petroleum, from 5.6% to 10%. But I think in the current situation where even we are looking for principal investors in Turkana County to extract petroleum, this then will increase the cost of operations in those two particular very important sectors, Madam Speaker. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, Asema, thank you very much, and I support this bill.
Very well. The member for Lamu County, the Honorable Bo Mohammed.
Asante Bi Speaker kunipatia nafasi nami kuchangia kwenye mswada wa fedha. Bi Speaker, nataka kuunga mkono mswada huu. Mswada huu malengo yake ni kuongeza mapato ya serikali. Na mapato ni muhimu kwa sababu kuna mambo mengi ya kufanywa. Kwa hivyo hayatafanyika yale mambo ya kufanyika isipokuwa waongeze mapato. Mimi nimefurahishwa zaidi na pale kwa wanakandarasi wadogo ambao si wa Kenya wafaa kulipa ushuru. Maana imekuwa kawaida wanakuja wanafanya kazi Kenya, wanachukua mapesa yetu wanaenda nayo bila kulipa ushuru. So pale nimefurahishwa. Nataka pia niseme kidogo upande wa mafuta. Mafuta yakiongezeka, bei inaongeza gharama zingine za matibabu. Kwa sababu Wakenya wengi wanabidi watumie kuni au makaa, ambapo moshi unawaingia kina mama na inawaathiri mapafu, wanakuwa na ugonjwa wa mapafu. Kwa hivyo vile vile serikali pia inawajibika kutumia pesa nyingi zaidi katika afya. Bi Speaker, sina mengi, naunga mkono. Asante.
Unaunga mkono. The member for Tarbaj constituency, Honorable Gal Bashen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this bill, Finance Bill 2021, with its amendments. Madam Speaker, let me also thank the committee for doing a good job with its able leadership of Honorable Wanga. Madam Speaker, let me take this other opportunity to condole with my colleague and friend, Hassan Ulufo, for losing 6 members of his constituency. We condemn such kind of acts, which is very wrong. Money which will have been spent on useful projects, development projects, are now spent on security, which is wrong. As colleagues from the pastoral community, we get such kind of problems once in a while, and we need to sit as communities and solve these issues. Madam Speaker, as much as we would like to broaden our revenue base, unless we cap expenditure, we will have a problem as a government. The consumption over the years has been increasing, and some of the suggestions which I will raise to cap this kind of expenditures are two. One, over the years, there has been an increase on the number of parastatals which is formed in the ministries. Each ministry, they have the tendency to increase the number of parastatals in their ministry. And this also increases costs. I remember some times back, there was suggestions in which parastatals which are not making profits are either merged or removed altogether. And that has to be taken as a serious need to reduce parastatals. One other aspect which is very important, Madam Speaker, is on the issue of public-private partnerships issues. We need to have private entities to fund public projects, such that these costs are later on recovered after projects are done. And that can save on cost from the exchequer. Madam Speaker, one of the areas which we can, the non-traditional ways in which we can raise revenue and broaden revenue base is to open up areas. Northern region, if we open up northern region, especially on the tarmac from Garissa to Mandera, as you know, the people who live in those areas are entrepreneurs by nature. By building up that road, it will broaden revenue base. And over the years, since 2017, when I first joined Parliament, August 2017, every time I raise, why is this road not being done, I'm being told it's almost, any time it will be advertised. I don't know what is delaying this project, tarmac road from Garissa to Mandera. The livestock which we will have got revenue from the livestock in the northern region is enormous. One other area is which we will have got a lot of revenue is the livestock, the light livestock which is available in our area. As you also know, that area is a first land. An opportunity to invest in that first land will be available. Last but not least, Madam Speaker, is the use of informers to assess the tax. In its implementation, I think the Kenya Revenue Authority should be careful, such that business rivalries will not use that article to attack their business rivals. And if an amendment is not there, an amendment should be available or should be brought next time, such that any person who brings false information, an informer who brings false information should be fined. I support the bill.
You support. Let me have the member for Kinago, the Honorable Thuku Kwenya. The Honorable Thuku Kwenya, the representative of the people of Kinago.
Yes, Madam Speaker, thank you. I'm their representative, and I wish to thank you for this opportunity to support Finance Bill of 2021. And from the onset, I want to applaud the Finance Committee under the able leadership of the Honorable Member for Homa Bay County and the Vice Chair, the Honorable Member for Roysabu, for bringing such a finance bill that is people-friendly. This is a true testimony that we have a membership that is true representation of the people, and especially because of looking into issues that are not going to be hard-hitting on the people that we represent, and especially on the issue of zero rating, the things that we consume every day, especially unga, talk of bread and so forth. Madam Speaker, I also want to take issue with the way we do our thing, and maybe this is a debate for another day that we need to relook into. It was brought about by one Hon Fred Keter on the issue of what should come first. Is it the horse or the cat? Because if you're talking of how we are going to raise money to service our budget, what should come first then? Is it the budget? Is it appropriation? Is it the finance bill? And from where I sit, I believe we should start with how we raise the money so that then we can plan for the same. Because as it is today, the cart is ahead of the horse. And I think this is a debate for another day, but which we need to relook into. I also, in the same breath, want to applaud the committee for thwarting every attempt by the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury to attempt to take powers that belong to the National Assembly in matters to do with regulating the kind of VAT, because that is the preserve of the National Assembly and which is enshrined in the Constitution. This is true testimony that the committee was thorough and listened to the stakeholders who gave their input on this matter. Madam Speaker, you realize that Statutory Instruments Act gives cabinet secretaries the powers to legislate, albeit in a delegated way, whereby they make regulations that go through a committee of this House that is delegated legislation. And Madam Speaker, I want to bring to your attention that maybe we need to relook into the Statutory Instruments Act, because we find that there are regulations that are being passed by the delegated committee that are really hurting our people. And as I'm talking this from a point of pain, because we are farmers in our constituency. We do potato farming, and there are some regulations that were passed in the year 2019 by the State Committee that were made by, or they were brought about by the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture then, whereby our farmers are required to register if they are going to do any form of potato. It is self-defeating. We need to see as a House what is passed by the said delegated legislation committee. Madam Speaker, on the issue of tax relief on NHIF, National Hospital Insurance Fund, this is timely, and I think of tax rebates to people who give internship to, or organizations that give internship to TVET students. I think this is the way to go for any country or any economy to grow and to get into industrialization. The way to go is to make sure that we empower and give opportunity to people who are doing technical courses, so that then we have capacity. That will be going to encourage many organizations to give internships to our students who are going to help us in the takeoff to industrialization. Madam Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to support this bill and to congratulate the Finance Committee for our job well done. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. The member for Likoni, the Honorable Mboko Hamisi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, from the onset, I want to appreciate Honorable Gladys Wanga, together with her team, for good work they have done on this finance bill, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I just want to agree with her that it is a difficult moment of time for our country, that we are doing this and we really want to balance between raising some revenue to ensure that we implement some services to the Kenyans, and also balancing how we are going to relieve some burden to our Kenyans in terms of taxation, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, I just want to appreciate so many proposals which has been done through the Committee of Finance, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first I want to talk about the tax relief on those people who contribute on NHIF, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you remember that among the 4 agendas by His Excellency the President, one of them is universal health coverage, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in doing so, giving tax relief for those who contribute on national NHIF, that is in short form, it will be encourage more Kenyans to be paying for such contribution, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also want to echo the issue of tax rebates for those employers who engage in apprenticeship, who engage our graduates from our technical colleges or universities. Madam Speaker, as a member of parliament representing Likoni constituency, I have a TVET college in my area, and I know very soon I'll have some graduates from different skills, Madam Speaker. When doing this, Madam Speaker, we also encourage our students, or rather our children, to undertake these skills, because they know very well there is a place where they're going to have some internship, there is a place where they're going to practice what they have learned in those colleges, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, another thing which I also want to appreciate is the issue of VAT status of all exploitation of taxable services, which has been proposed from zero rated to exemption, Madam Speaker. This is something which is going to encourage a lot of transactions in terms of importation and exploitation, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the issue of no VAT on bread, no matter how we see it as a very small thing, but it is not a small thing. Today, when you go to boarding schools and you talk about bread, all the students are going to be excited and are going to be happy. And I can say it is like a staple food in boarding school, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, we welcome that issue of no VAT on bread, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the other issue which I found it a good proposal, and I want to appreciate the committee for rejecting that proposal which have been done on the issue of ensuring that the National Assembly, they have a role in approving tax regulation. Before we were told that maybe it would be just the cabinet secretary doing that, putting the gazettement without the input of the members of parliament, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we are representative of the people in the entire 47 counties, and we need to have a role on that. So I really appreciate that issue, Madam Speaker. The other issue which my colleagues have already talked about it is the issue of Bodabodas, and that is because of the rate of excise duty. Madam Speaker, the Bodabodas have created a lot of employment to our youth, Madam Speaker. So if you put that excess duty on motorcycles, it will really affect this industry. Right now, they have so many challenges. And again, if you put that taxation, then it will be a burden. Madam Speaker, I really welcome that, because now even the Bodabodas guys, they're happy even to hear what we're talking about right now, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the other issue is about Retirement Benefit Act, where they talk about post-retirement medical fund. Madam Speaker, right now we have so many people who have retired, Kenyans, who are really suffering from cancer and other acute diseases, and they don't know what to do because there's no fund which maybe it can be used to cater for their medical expenses, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I propose, and I also endorse what they have said, that they are going to be a scheme on post-retirement medical fund, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, another issue, it is the excess duty on locally manufactured sugar. Right now, if you just move around here in Nairobi, on the street, you will see several products which have been done from sugar confectionery and white chocolates. And our women, our youth, and so many other Kenyans, they are doing this business. So when you put that duty, it will be a tall order for them. So I really welcome what the committee has suggested, that we should not have that kind of VAT on that. I welcome that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, also there was the issue of putting the measures to ensure that no more tax evasion, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, today in this country, maybe you could be making a lot of money in terms of our revenue collection, but here today, there are so many evasion and there are so many other tax crimes, which maybe there was no proper mechanism or rather a system to ensure that no more tax evasion can be done in this country, Madam Speaker. And that is the proposal, that is we are going to have automatic accounting information. That is something which we really want to echo and we really want to emulate, because other countries are doing that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the other issue on the KRL Act 1998, which says that we need to increase the reward. giving to those people who will give information regarding those people or other institution or companies which they invade paying taxes. Because before it was like 100,000, now it's going to 500,000. But I really want to agree with my colleague who says that there must be proper procedures and proper mechanism on that, because one can just use it politically, maybe just to defame your name, or maybe just to put you in a problem, or maybe business rivalry can also play on that issue, Madam Speaker. So there must be proper legal framework, or rather procedures, which are going to be put on such issue, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I know there is a lot of issue regarding tax compliance, and so many people still, even up to now, after doing so many laws and so many regulations, still people are evading paying taxes. So, Madam, I think this bill has filled so many loopholes or other gaps to ensure that at least we can have some collection to ensure that we implement services for the Kenyans, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to say that on the issue of insurance business in this country, there must be some proper regulations. And I want to agree that all those who open insurance companies or other insurance business, there must be some regulation or rather some legal. I know right now there are laws regarding insurance, but still there are some loopholes. And I want to agree what they have put in this financial bill to ensure that all those people who are doing this business can be regulated. Today we have small insurance company. We have so many brokers. Some are not even legal. They are not even known. They are not even following procedure. Today, so many Kenyans have underwent some accidents and the insurance cannot pay. The courts make some decision that a certain insurance company need to pay this victim of an accident. But you stay for many, many years without getting that payment, Madam Speaker. I welcome this proposal, Madam Speaker, because it's also a good proposal. I just want to stop at this juncture and just say congratulations, the Finance Committee. Thank you.
Oh, very well. The member, the Honorable Chepkut. Honorable Chepkut.
Madam Speaker, allow me first, with assurance of honor and profound respect and admiration, to congratulate